probably about 5 years ago when it became a really hot market and there were people tripping over themselves to try to get a deal. That's the first time, and I had a deal that I really wanted and a broker relationship, a good one. He told me seller is only going to accept offers that have hard money day one. That means you negotiate the contract, and as soon as the contract is negotiated, within typically 3 to 5 days, you have to deposit. It depends on the amount, depends on how much competition that you're dealing with. But there was a time where it started out where it was 10 grand hard. Maybe you do $100,000 earnest money and you're 10 of it, meaning like if you change your mind, you're going to lose that money. Then it became 100,000 hard, 200,000 hard. We actually did $400,000 hard money on our first Texas deal a couple of years ago. $400,000. We always negotiate certain carve-outs, but you can negotiate extra carve-outs. A carve-out is something like an exception. So things like seller default. Seller defaults, we get our money back. Condemnation or acts of God, and the buildings burned down. You're negotiating what needs to happen for us to be able to get our money back. So you definitely will put in things. If we're in a more of a buyer's market though, at that point, as a buyer, you have the ability to negotiate much stronger. So hard money day one is just one of the negotiation tactics used during a very competitive market, like I said, 5 years ago.
I know you've said that hard money day one is becoming a lot less prevalent these days.
It is, and we're still doing it. It depends on how much competition there is. If there's a bidding war, that could make the difference. For a while, that made the difference when we had hard money. And then we had brokers coming back when there was enough competition. We had brokers coming back saying, yeah, you put in hard money, but someone else offered more. So then it became, everyone's offering hard money. How much? Who has the highest? That's why we did the 400,000, because that was how we negotiated the deal. When you really want a deal, you're going to do as much due diligence as you possibly can. If you can negotiate a free look period, even if it's a week, then you could do the inspection really quick beforehand. But again, you're up against a lot of other people in a hard market. So when we're deciding on how to negotiate, there are many factors that go into the decision, namely what kind of market are we in? How good of a deal is it? What kind of price can we get? Because we may offer more advantageous terms to the seller in exchange for a lower price. So it seems so simple, but when you're a seller in a seller's market, it's amazing. You can hold your ground and pretty much get what you want. And same thing, if you're a buyer in a buyer's market, you can pretty much call the shots. Real estate's a game of timing.